Hello, my friends. Today we are talking about detoxification. We'll discuss what are detox diets, what's the science say about whether or not they're worth our time and energy, how does the detoxification process work, and what are some herbal allies that we can use to support the overall process of detoxing the body. And we'll also address why detox is such an important part of today's world. If your wellness journey has you stuck in a cycle of overwhelm and inconsistency, it's time to lean in. Together, we are unlocking the confidence and clarity to make your health feel like a peaceful return home. Welcome to the Health Habit Podcast. I'm Maria, a nature-loving herbalist, science-obsessed nutrition therapy practitioner, and your guide to holistic healing. If you're ready for realistic routines that bring more presence and fulfillment into your life, then brew up some tea or crack open a kombucha and let's get into it. As many of you already know, I recently had a free virtual training about the 3 things that truly make or break wellness. But what you might not realize is that workshop was actually an impromptu celebration for a relaunch, complete fine-tuning of my coaching program. So I invite you to come check it out. I have designed the Wellness Consistency Coaching Program to help women develop consistent health rituals designed for long-term holistic healing. I take the overwhelm, uncertainty, and inconsistency out of your wellness routines so you can build the healthy lifestyle of your dreams. So if you're interested in learning more or joining me in this amazing one-on-one coaching program, head over to thehealthhabit.net/services to sign up for your first one-on-one call. All right, so let's get into our conversation about detoxification. So as I mentioned in the teaser at the beginning of the episode, detoxing is a part of your daily life because naturally, as we are awake and existing in the world, our body creates toxic byproducts. These are metabolic byproducts. We can't really avoid them. And then we have to detox these byproducts. Some of that detox happens while we sleep, that brain detoxification, but most of it occurs within our liver and kidney during our daily day-to-day lives. But the other thing is that we're subjected to a lot of things in our environment. So the scientific term is xenobiotics, and these are foreign substances like pathogens, drugs, pesticides, pollutants, and external toxins that can then get into our body. So detox is extremely important. And that is why there's a lot of commercial products, a lot of detox diets on the market to help the body accelerate the process and do it more efficiently. And increasingly in our modern day world, we're subjected to more and more of these xenobiotics, these external toxins that get into our body. They are in our hand lotions, they're in our hand sanitizer, they're in the air we breathe, unfortunately. So it's increasingly important to be aware of that. And that's why so many people are learning about or adhering to a low tox lifestyle where they're trying to make their own body products, or they're buying personal hygiene products and cleaning products from brands that promise cleaner solutions just to minimize the toxic load that we're putting on our body. Now, when it comes to detox diets, some of the most common ones are liver cleanses, lemon detoxes, juice fasts, and plant-based elimination diets. These things generally promise toxin removal and improved well-being, but some of them can be very, very restrictive. And although this isn't necessarily a bad thing in the short term, we're talking like 1 to 2 days, There are some detox systems online or for purchase that can last upwards of 2 to 4 weeks. And so you do really want to be mindful that you're getting the essential nutrients in your diet. If you're following a very restrictive diet for potentially 4 weeks, it can be degrading to the system, which is the opposite of what you're trying to do with something like a detox diet. So definitely something to be aware of. And you'll also hear a lot of holistic providers stressing that you want to be careful with accelerating the detox process if you don't have all of your elimination pathways open. So most of the detoxing in the body happens via the liver and the kidneys. So if you have degraded kidney health and then you do a detox diet, it can aggravate the issue because you might not be able to properly excrete all the stuff that's being brought to the surface through your urine. Another example is if you have poor gut health and a lot of digestive symptoms. Your digestive tract is one of those major elimination and detox pathways. Your liver will create bile, and bile can adhere to the fat-soluble toxins and xenobiotics and help them to leave the body through the feces. So if you don't have efficient digestion, you could, again, aggravate the system if you're forcing it to have to work harder to eliminate all of the toxins that you're bringing to the surface. Because a lot of the times when we're very consciously trying to accelerate detox, we can essentially like surplus the body with all of like the gunk that it's holding on to. So you need to be able to really efficiently excrete it, and otherwise you might end up feeling even worse after trying to do this good thing for your health via the detox diet. Which is the perfect segue into what is the science showing? Do detox diets work? Are they worth our time? And unfortunately, there is very limited scientific evidence of the health validity of detox diets. Now, granted, there aren't really any large randomized control trials, so that is part of it, but it's just not looking promising. And at the end of the day, I think it's just because it's a natural part of our body process. We don't need to necessarily aggravate it with something like a detox diet. So if you still feel drawn to doing them and you're like, I don't even care what the science says, I want to do it, go for it. But just be aware that you're going to want to make sure you are getting vital nutrients. You don't necessarily need to do it for a super extended period of time, and make sure that your elimination pathways are working well before you do the detox diet. If you have poor digestion, poor kidney health, you're not able to sweat efficiently, then you're better off working on those 3 things before you even consider doing a detox diet. And honestly, once you address those 3 things, you might not even need to do a detox diet, which really is like a major discussion point of like detoxification, detox diets. Like, are they needed? I really don't think so. I truly don't think so. I think that a lot of them have really great attributes that you should just incorporate into your lifestyle. Like if you look at a juice cleanse, juices are fantastic. Smoothies are fantastic. You're condensing fruits and vegetables into one small amount of food. Like that's amazing. So do you need to do a juice cleanse while you're fasting from food for 4 days? Probably not. You could just incorporate more juices into your life. And that's giving you all the benefit without any of the drama and restriction. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, I think supporting our health, liver health, kidney health, all of the stuff that goes into detoxification, trying to reduce the toxic load, eat clean, all of these things are going to be more important than doing a detox diet. It's just like what I say with supplements. You can't supplement your way out of an unhealthy lifestyle, and you can't detox diet your way out of an unhealthy lifestyle. It's like trying to run up the down escalator. You can do it and you might get there eventually, but it's not going to be as efficient. So, although I myself love the idea of doing liver cleanses and juice cleanses and like periodically fasting to boost detoxification, science is showing it just maybe isn't necessary. But like I said, you follow your heart and you do what feels best for your body. Now, I do want to give you guys a little bit of extra sciencey information about detoxification. So let's talk about what are the primary ways of detoxing the body and what are some herbal allies that we can use. So I've mentioned that it's mainly the liver and the kidney. So the liver transforms things into less toxic water-soluble compounds through two main phases. Phase 1 includes a lot of enzymes, mainly cytochrome P450s. These oxidize, reduce, or hydrolyze. They do chemistry to reduce toxins and make them more polar, which means they have a positive and a negative side. So we're doing a lot of chemistry here in the liver. And then in phase 2, we take these less toxic compounds that we formed in phase 1 with those enzymes, and we attach them to things like glutathione, sulfate, and glucuronate, which I literally had to watch a little pronunciation video, and she made it sound like French. Glucuronate. Anyways, and this makes them more water soluble. And thus, they can then be excreted via the urine. Because remember, what the liver is detoxing here is blood. Blood is flowing through the liver. Any of the toxins that have gotten there are then put through these two phases and excreted via the urine in the kidneys. The kidneys are filtering also blood, but they're removing the water-soluble toxins that were formed from the kidneys or are already present in the blood, and they even can remove protein-bound toxins that are not easily filtered, as well as heavy metals. So the kidneys are absolutely crucial, and they don't get as much airtime as the liver when it comes to detoxification. And then in the gut, as we mentioned earlier in the episode, the liver secretes bile for other reasons, fat digestion reasons. But another benefit of bile is it can adhere to the fat-soluble toxins and then excrete them through the feces. But the intestinal cells themselves also have detoxifying enzymes that help to metabolize those xenobiotics, unrecognizable external things, and toxins. And also, the gut bacteria will sometimes make toxins less harmful and help with excretion as well. And then to a much lesser extent, you can detox through the sweat. It's primarily urea and heavy metals, but is a much smaller detox pathway. And for the grand finale of our episode today, let's talk about herbal allies for detoxification. So there is a specific kind of herb that herbalists call alteratives. And alternative herbs are specifically thought to help with detox and have blood cleansing effects in the body. They're probably the most mysterious class of herbs, so exactly how they have these blood cleansing effects is still being discovered, but a lot of it is due to the antioxidants within them. Antioxidants help to reduce oxidative stress and free radical damage that naturally occurs in the body and can slowly degrade our systems. They also help to lower pro-inflammatory markers, which can give you a perceived cleansing effect because they're lowering inflammation so much across the tissues. They tend to be antimicrobial, improve cellular metabolism, improve liver and kidney health, and also help with lymphatic function, which plays a really big part in the immune system. Overall, alteratives are a great first line of defense for chronic inflammatory or degenerative conditions. Some examples are chickweed and dandelion, which can be both found within my Happy Hormones Happy Tea Blend. So if you're looking for a way to naturally support your liver and the detox process within your body, my Happy Hormones Happy Skin Blend is fantastic for that. It's available on my online herbal shop at thehealthhabit.net/shop. Again, that's thehealthhabit.net/shop. Some other great alternative herbs are burdock, calendula, garlic, gotu kola, nettles, red clover, and yellow dock. A lot of these are also liver supporting herbs. So you'll also see them highlighted in my herbal bitter tincture, which includes burdock and yellow dock root. This is specifically to help with digestion and liver cleansing, but you're also getting those full body alternative benefits as well. Again, that can also be found on my online shop. And that wraps up our discussion of detoxification for today. I hope you guys learned something new and loved this episode. A really easy, no-cost way to support this podcast, me, Maria, and just help get more holistic information out to the people is to simply send this episode to a friend and then head over to Apple Podcast and leave us a 5-star review. There is nothing that I love more than hearing your reviews and testimonies, simply knowing that the medicine and knowledge that we are sharing together is truly helping you all grow. And on that note, thank you for listening, and I will see you next week. And as a final reminder, if you are ready to deepen your wellness practice even further, then head over to thehealthhabit.net/services to learn more about my wellness consistency coaching. All right, my friends, I'll see you next week. Bye.